we eat rabbit meat? That's a controversial question for those who love their cuteness. But let's be honest, when it comes to food, cuteness doesn't always win. And in some parts of the world, rabbits aren't hopping around as pets, they're sizzling on dinner plates. Now let me hit you with a real jaw-dropper. 500 million rabbits are raised and processed every year in one country alone. Guess where? No, it's not France, not Italy, not even the US. The real king of rabbit meat production? China. And we're not just talking backyard pet bunnies here. We're talking massive, high-tech farms, automated meat plants, and a supply chain so advanced it rivals the chicken and pork industries. But here's where things get even more fascinating. Rabbit meat isn't just some niche protein you find on the back of a gourmet menu. In China, it's a mainstream source of daily nutrition, part of a deep-rooted culinary tradition that dates back thousands of years. And it's making a massive comeback, with global demand now growing fast. So why haven't you heard more about it? That's what we're diving into today. We're pulling back the curtain on an industry that's booming in silence. One that fuels rural economies, feeds millions, and turns fluffy little animals into luxury fur coats and five-star hot pot dinners. If you think this video is just about rabbits, think again. It's about innovation, culture, food, global trade, and yes, a little bit of shock value. So stay with me, I promise. By the end of this video, you'll never look at a bunny the same way again. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're ready to hop down the rabbit hole with me. When it comes to rabbit farming, China doesn't just lead the race, it owns the track. With over 500 million rabbits being raised and more than 2 million families involved, China has turned what might seem like a niche market into a nationwide economic engine. We're talking about over 2 million tons of rabbit meat per year. Some families raise a few dozen rabbits for local markets. Others use automated feeding, climate-controlled hutches, and scientific breeding techniques. This mix of tradition and tech makes China's rabbit industry both resilient and future-proof. From birth to bounty, how China raises millions of rabbits with scientific precision. Think raising rabbits is simple? Think again. Behind China's massive rabbit farming empire is a world of science, structure, and strategy. From the moment a rabbit is conceived to the day it's ready for market, every step is carefully calculated. Because when you're raising over 500 million rabbits a year, guesswork just doesn't cut it. Let's start at the very beginning. Breeding. In China, rabbit reproduction isn't left entirely to nature. Farms combine traditional natural mating with high-efficiency artificial insemination to get the best of both worlds. Natural mating is simple and familiar, but it has its limits in terms of scalability. Artificial insemination, on the other hand, offers higher conception rates, allows more control over genetics, and can be done on a schedule that keeps production humming year-round. Think of it like upgrading from a typewriter to a laptop. The job still gets done, but now with speed, precision, and repeatability. This blended approach ensures that farms, from small family setups to industrial-scale facilities, can produce litters efficiently, consistently, and with high-quality genetic lines like New Zealand White or California breeds. The fragile first days. Baby rabbits need serious care. When baby rabbits, called kits, are born, they don't come into the world bouncing around with fuzzy ears. They arrive blind, hairless, and helpless, totally reliant on their mothers for warmth and nutrition. And here's the wild part. Rabbit milk is some of the most nutrient-dense in the animal kingdom. Just 1 or 2 feedings a day are enough to supercharge a kit's growth. That's why, in the first few weeks, keeping the mother well-fed and stress-free is mission-critical. She's the life source. Farmers provide private nesting boxes lined with clean straw or fur, creating a warm, safe space. The barns are kept quiet, calm, and carefully climate-controlled to avoid fluctuations in temperature or humidity, which could endanger the babies. In many farms, temperature sensors and ventilation systems automatically adjust the environment. Think high-tech meets animal care. From milk to meal, feeding that builds healthy rabbits. As the kits grow, they transition from milk to solid food, and this isn't your average bag of pellets. Chinese rabbit farms use formulated pellet feed that's scientifically designed to meet the specific nutritional needs of rabbits at different life stages. The ingredients? A mix of alfalfa, wheat bran, cornmeal, soy protein, and essential vitamins and minerals. The result? Rapid muscle development, strong bones, and minimal fat. A lean, healthy rabbit, ready for market in record time. Better yet, pellet feed offers a bonus: consistent nutrition across the herd and better digestion, which means fewer illnesses and higher survival rates. It's not just about growth. It's about health, efficiency, and predictability. Feeding is done via automatic dispensers, ensuring that every rabbit gets the right amount of food without waste. Water, too, is dispensed through sanitized nozzles, keeping things clean and contamination-free. Fighting disease with science, not luck. In a facility that houses hundreds or even thousands of rabbits, one sick animal can become a ticking time bomb. That's why Chinese farms take disease prevention as seriously as the food itself. First, there's a strict vaccination program in place. Rabbits are routinely vaccinated against common diseases like myxomatosis and rabbit hemorrhagic disease. This dramatically reduces outbreaks and ensures herd health. Second, sanitation is non-negotiable. Barns are cleaned daily using liquid disinfectants or flame sterilization. Yes, literal flame wands that sweep across the floor and walls to kill pathogens. Think hospital-level hygiene in a rural setting. And it doesn't stop there. Every rabbit is subject to routine health checks, weight tracking, coat inspections, behavior monitoring, allowing farmers to catch small problems before they become major ones. Feed is also checked regularly for mold, contamination, or nutrient imbalance. Comfort equals productivity. Here's something surprising. Rabbits don't do well with stress. A sudden loud noise, a temperature spike, or dirty bedding can throw off their entire growth cycle. That's why environmental control is such a big deal. Inside the best farms, the rabbit enclosures are maintained at an optimal temperature of 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 21 degrees Celsius, with ventilation systems circulating fresh air without drafts. The lighting is dim and consistent, no flickering bulbs or blinding fluorescence here. Comfortable rabbits are calm rabbits. Calm rabbits eat more, grow faster, and stay healthier. And that's exactly what every modern rabbit farm in China is aiming for. So, while the rest of the world might still think of rabbits as backyard pets, China has built an entire agricultural engine around them, one that blends compassion with commerce and science with sustainability. And we're only just getting started. Now that you've seen the amazing world behind rabbit farming, I'd love to hear what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious what you think. And hey, if you found this video interesting, give it a like and hit that subscribe button. And now we're getting into the real meat, the rabbit meat process. From barn to butcher, the high-tech journey of rabbit meat processing in China. Once the rabbits reach their optimal weight, typically between 4.5 and 6 pounds, they're gently moved from the farm to a nearby processing facility. But don't picture a chaotic, grimy slaughterhouse. These are sleek, modern operations where science and precision lead every step of the way. Each rabbit is tagged with a tracking code for full traceability. From the moment it enters the facility to the final vacuum-sealed package, every step is monitored to meet both domestic and international food safety standards. Inside the plant, skilled workers and automated machines operate side by side like a well-rehearsed orchestra. The process begins with stunning to ensure the rabbit is unconscious and feels no pain. Next, machines skin and clean the carcass with incredible speed and accuracy. Internal organs, like the liver and kidneys, are carefully separated, many of which are prized delicacies or sold for use in other food products. The rest is divided into high-quality cuts: thighs, loins, ribs, and more. Each piece is meticulously inspected before moving to the next stage. Then, using high-speed vacuum sealers, the meat is packaged and flash frozen. This method locks in the nutrients and preserves the natural flavor, something health-conscious consumers demand. Within just a few hours, the product is ready for cold storage and nationwide distribution. Thanks to this level of automation and hygiene, China's rabbit processing plants can handle hundreds of thousands of rabbits per batch. Whether destined for canned products, restaurant kitchens, or supermarket shelves, the final product is clean, safe, and protein-packed. China's appetite for rabbit, from street food to culinary star. So where does all that rabbit meat go? Well, it turns out, everywhere. Rabbit meat is no longer just a specialty dish in China, it's mainstream. From five-star hotels to sizzling street food stalls, rabbit is popping up on plates across the country. And with China consuming up to 300 million rabbits each year, this isn't just a trend, it's a full-blown cultural movement. In bustling cities like Chengdu or Xi'an, rabbit meat is often marinated in spices and skewered for street-side grilling. It's smoky, savory, and absolutely addictive. Walk a little farther, and you might stumble upon bubbling hot pots with rabbit chunks soaking in Sichuan chili oil, numbingly spicy and bursting with flavor. In some regions, you'll even find slow-braised rabbit dishes cooked with medicinal herbs, a nod to traditional Chinese medicine. What makes rabbit meat so popular? For one, it's incredibly lean, lower in fat than chicken or pork, but high in protein and essential vitamins. For people trying to eat healthier without giving up flavor, rabbit checks every box. It's also incredibly versatile, easily soaking up the flavors of garlic, soy, cumin, or pepper, depending on the local style. Beyond its health benefits and culinary adaptability, rabbit meat is also seen as a sustainable alternative to beef and pork. Rabbits reproduce quickly, require less feed, and have a smaller carbon footprint, making them a smart choice for the future of food, especially in a country with a growing middle class and rising food demands. It's no wonder China has taken the lead in both production and consumption. And as the global demand for healthy, ethical, and eco-friendly proteins increases, Chinese rabbit meat is starting to appear in international markets, from Southeast Asia to the Middle East and even parts of Europe. Rabbit isn't just food in China. It's an experience, a story, a tradition passed down, adapted, and perfected across generations. And now, it's becoming a worldwide phenomenon. But here's the wild twist. Rabbit farming in China isn't just about feeding people or crafting luxury coats. It's a powerhouse industry reshaping rural economies. Let's talk rabbit fur, specifically Angora. Rabbit fur isn't just soft, it's luxuriously soft, like holding a cloud. It's one of the warmest natural fibers in the world, 8 times warmer than wool, and incredibly lightweight. That's why high-end fashion brands love it. In rural China, the fur trade has become a thriving cottage industry. Entire families are involved, plucking the fur by hand, a painless process when done correctly, spinning it into yarn, dyeing it with rich natural hues, and finally weaving it into scarves, hats, gloves, and full-length coats. These aren't factory-made fast fashion items. Each Angora piece is handcrafted, often taking days to finish. The result? Elegant, breathable, and ultra-warm garments that can retail for hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars, especially in European and Japanese markets. And because it's biodegradable and renewable, Angora fur is also gaining popularity as a sustainable luxury. But the story doesn't end with the fur. Rabbits offer so much more. Organs like the liver, heart, and kidneys are prized for their nutritional value, rich in iron, B vitamins, and protein. Meanwhile, in traditional Chinese medicine, rabbit blood, gallbladder, and even bone are believed to help support immune function, improve skin health, and boost vitality. These practices may sound unfamiliar in the West, but they've been part of Chinese herbal culture for centuries. Even rabbit fat isn't wasted. It's sometimes used in ointments or skin salves for its moisturizing properties. So, what we're really looking at here isn't just a cute animal, it's a multifunctional resource, one that feeds, clothes, heals, and employs people. From luxury fashion to ancient remedies, the humble rabbit plays an outsized role in China's rural economy and beyond. Pretty amazing for something most people only think of as a pet, right? So, what do you think? Is rabbit still just a fluffy pet in your eyes? Or are you starting to see the bigger picture? One that spans farms, factories, fashion, and food. If this video surprised you, inspired you, or maybe even made you a little uncomfortable, hit that like button. It helps more than you know. Got thoughts, questions, or even a strong opinion? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and your voice matters here. And if you're curious about what else the food industry is hiding in plain sight, subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive. Trust me, this rabbit hole goes much deeper. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.